Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing a kind of like a setup video for my Sunny Days journal that I got from Cheaply Chic. So basically what I'm going to do is just kind of set up a little bit ahead of time, put in some of these ruffles, put in the bookmark, and then I got this little tassel thing from Joann's Fabric in their little, what's that called? Mrs. Sparkle Co. or something like that. And I wanted to go ahead and put this on the end of it somehow. So I think I might actually, I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do it, but I will figure that out. So, and then I've got a couple paper clips that I want to make. I also want to put in her little hearts in the, in this little signature thing. All right, so I will do something here in the front eventually, but I'm gonna do that in a different time. And so I want to put in my ruffles. So oftentimes what I do is I kind of forget to put the ruffles in, and I just get creating and forget. So I don't want to forget. So I think I'm gonna just put them in and kind of then work around them. Because what I like is I like to have them evenly spaced. So I'm going to use the ruffle that I bought from Cheaply Chic. So she had extra ruffles made from both of the different fabrics that came with the collection. And then also this came from You Lady. So I'm going to put this in as well. And I want this pretty much in the center. So I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to find the center. I don't think I actually want it specifically in the center, but just one page over. So I'm going to just do that first. I'm just going to glue this right in on this little spot right here. And I am going to be using Fabri-Tac from Beacon. And I'm going to put, I have a cutting mat from Dollar Tree that I use for this purpose. I just put it underneath, and then that way it doesn't, the pages don't get stuck. And I am going to run the bead through the whole length of the page. I think I might use some of the fabric to not necessarily run the whole length of the page, but sometimes I like to do little half pages, like half the page is on a ruffle. So I'm going to bring it in just a tiny bit because I don't want it to stick out too far, but just going to hold it there for a minute. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead of glue because I kind of pushed it up off the page. So I want the ruffle to just lay a little flatter. So I'm just going to push the ruffle into the glue and kind of hold it. It's a pretty stiff little ruffle, but I think over time it'll kind of loosen up a little bit. I'm just going to kind of hold it down. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, let me trim off this edge. All right, so that one's in the middle, and then I also like to put my paper clip in, and typically I put it towards the middle as well, but I think I'll go in just a little bit this time. I don't typically like putting it when there's like a little half page like this. I like to put it when there's a full page, just because what I do is I take it and I typically line it up at the bottom, pretty much just enough to dangle off the bottom, and then I have quite a bit hanging off the top. So I just take my Dollar Tree crystal clear tape, and I'm just going to literally tape it to the book to keep it from sliding off. And this tape is super, super clear, so you really won't even see it. So you can't really even see it at all, but it keeps the bookmark in there. And then it kind of hangs out the bottom and the top. And so that is what I'm going to do with that one. And then I'm trying to debate if I want this one in the front or if I want this one in the front. I think I want this one in the front because I think this is too matchy-matchy. So I think I'm going to put this one in the front. And I think I'm actually just going to put it on the second page. And what I'm going to do with these ones is I'm going to try to put the glue on the seam, but I am going to scoot it in just a little bit. I'm not going to put it right against the edge of the paper. Because then I think it'll hang off the page too much. I'm going to be pretty generous with the glue. So yeah, see how it doesn't hang out too much. Probably move it over a little bit actually. Yeah, that's cute. And then you can see the red right behind it. I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to cut off the little excess here. And then I can use this in another part of the journal, like as a little side piece. Like if I wanted to put it back here somewhere, I can do it like just a little tiny piece of it. Or even at the top. Like I need to use it for the top piece. That might actually look really cute there. Let's go ahead and put this one in now. So since I did that one to the second to the last, I think I'll just do this one second to last. So I don't want to do it where there's a half page. So I'm going to do it, oh, there's a half page here too. I think that's okay. Actually, I'll probably end up making this a pocket anyway. So maybe I'll just do it like that, and I'll just make this a pocket. I like to do that. I like to make these pockets, these little half sheets. Well, actually, it'll kind of be more of like a belly band. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I like this side better because it's a little more wrinkly. And then I'm just going to test where I want it. That's about right. So I basically want it right there. And then I'll just make a tag to fit into that little spot right there. Oh, I didn't put my thing down. I didn't put this down between the pages. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, and then I'll definitely keep these scraps for the top. I'll probably put some at the top. Maybe I'll put a couple at the bottom. Let me just trim this off just a little bit. All right, so yeah, I like that. I think that's really, really cute. super cute. Okay. And then I want to figure out how to put this little tassel on the front. So what I was kind of thinking, actually, you know what I could do is I could put this fabric piece on here. And then safety pin it to the, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this little piece right here. Is that where I want that? How far? I like to always like have them. I don't want to have it too close to the other one. So that's like half of it is like right there. Oh, and I like it up against the green because it brings out the green in the fabric. So that's like the perfect place for it. So I'm going to go down a little bit with my glue. Don't go right up the edge because I don't want it sticking out too much. And then I got to figure out what side I want it to be on. I think I want it to be the raw edge side. And just kind of like almost it's basically like the perfect size. And then let's close it, just make sure. Yep, that's good. And then I'll go ahead and put this one down as well. I'll go ahead and put this one on kind of in the middle of both of these sections. I don't want to put it next to the green just because I think that'll look too much like Candy Cane Christmas. So I think I'll put it on this one. Or maybe I'll put it on, no. Yeah, I like that, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's super cute. Okay. And then I have like little Tim Holtz. I think these are Tim Holtz. I'm not sure. Little what are those called? Garment pins. Okay. And so I can just weed this in the little string and then just pin it to this fabric. Oh, you know, let me go the other way. I pin it to the fabric. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I like it. I just don't know if I like it pinned to the fabric right there. Maybe I can put it on the outside. I like it on the outside. No. Do I want to dangle it just from the book? I think I'm just going to attach it straight to the book. I'm thinking I'm going to actually just poke a hole and just attach it to the book itself. So let me poke a hole at the top. I'm going to poke a hole at the top. I'm going to weed the pin through the hole. Hopefully, maybe. Come on, it just worked. Just had it in there and then it, come on. Okay, and then I'm going to put this on the thing and then close it up. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to put in her little hearts that she provides us. I'm going to put them on the bottom here. And I'm going to ink them up. Okay, yeah, I think that looks really cute. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a paper clip similar to the one that I made in my timeless journal. So basically what I did was I took some of the tickets that came with the collection and I just put a paper clip on the ticket and then glued another ticket on top to give me a flat surface. So I want the paper clip to go into the paper like this. So I have this part upside down, but it doesn't matter. Or, you know, you could also do it where it goes up like this, but I want the paper clip to slide in sideways. So I cut off a little piece of the fabric and I left the stitching on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that on. I kind of already planned out what it's going to look like. I'm just going to glue this on. Actually, before I glue it on though, I wanted to put on this little, I think it's a Tim Holtz pen, little pen. And I'm just going to put it here in this side over here. And then I'm going to glue this onto the little ticket. Okay, and then I have this little ephemera piece that I don't know where I got it. It's just something I had in my stash. And I'm just going to ink it up a little bit because, you know, I like things to be inked up. And I'm just using Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. So I'm just going to pop that on. Oops, with some glue. I kind of want it to dangle off just a little bit, but not too much because obviously when it's in the paper, you don't want it to be too far out. So that looks good. I'm just testing it on this little label. And then I have these two flowers that came from the stuff that your lady gave us. And it matches like perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a little glue. And my glue is bubbling. My glue is bubbling. That's way too much glue. let's share the glue with this one. All right, so I think I'm gonna do it like this. Press those in. There. And then you put it on the paper. It'll look like that. And then doing that made me also think the fact that I could do it with these tickets as well. So these claim tickets, a lot of times I don't really know what to do with them because I like them, and oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just stick it into a pocket just to give it an added color, pop of color or something. And obviously you can journal in the back because it's white. You could rip them up too and use them in different areas, but I thought, since I had that thought with the other ticket, that I could use this for the ticket too for a paper clip. So I'm going to use the yellow one. Actually, maybe not, because I kind of want to accent with yellow. I don't want to use, I think I'll just use the pink one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take both of these and I'm going to stick them together just like I did the other one, but I'm going to stick the paper clip in the hole, and then that way when I glue them together, the paper clip will be at the bottom. And then I just have a journaling card. I'll tell you and show you. So basically when you stick it on there, it kind of sticks up from the top, which I kind of like. So I'm going to actually design it and then stick it on the paper clip. Okay, so I had this card came with the thank you gift little bag thing, because when you order within 24 hours of the release, she always sends you a little thank you. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this. I just want these little, I want the little arrows. Let's go a little closer. I want the little arrow pieces. I'm going to ink it up just because, you know, why not? All right, so I had to end up doing a voiceover for the rest of the video because for some reason the sound wasn't attached to the video clip. So yeah, I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just looping this little gingham print ribbon through the holes. I'm just making it a little decorative piece there. And then I'm going to take this napkin and decoupage on top of the ticket. I decided to go ahead and use the pink one because I felt like when I decoupaged, I didn't want that bright blue to show through. So I'm just going to take off the top layer of this napkin by using the whole tape trick, and then I'm just going to go ahead and get the decoupage glue and just paint the decoupage onto the ticket there. And I am using that little tray, came from Dollar Tree, and the decoupage. I always get my decoupage out of the Dollar Tree because I don't usually use that much of it, so I don't want to get a big bottle of it. All right, so I'm just using my little brush here and just brushing that on. And then I did want to have the hole at the top, and I thought that maybe I would want to add some kind of fiber or something to that, little string or something. I didn't ultimately do that, but I still wanted the option available to me if I wanted to do that, depending on where I put it in the journal. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that right there. I'm just kind of set up I'm not going to glue anything down quite yet. I'm just setting everything up. And then I took the little punch, the little jar punch that came with the collection, and I have this little cutoff piece. I can't remember what that little piece is called from the 12 by 12 paper pack when it has like the little top border thing. I can't remember, it's like the title slate or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it had a really cute little quote on it, so I just went ahead and cut the quote out. And I'm actually gonna grab it and read you what the quote says. something about we're planted. Hold on, let me just get it out. It says, wherever life plants you, bloom with grace. So I went ahead and just cut up the little pieces so that I could glue them onto that jar. And I'm just mapping out where I want each of the piece. And I'm just gonna get them all situated where I want them. And then I do ink them up. So I'm gonna take my Tim Holtz Distressed ink and ink each of the ones up. This is Vintage Photo. It's typically what I use. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue them on with my Fabri-Tac glue. And we'll just sit here and watch me glue all these little pieces on. And my nails, oh my gosh. I like it. So I was editing this video. I'm like, why did I zoom in? You can totally see that I need my nails need to be done. Oh, but you know, such is life. All right, so now I'm just going to ink up the little punch. Didn't really show anything. I just wanted to kind of take the white edge off the punch or the little mason jar there. And then I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and get that glued on after I stop messing with it. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I pushed it up a little bit. Okay. And then I decided that I needed to ink that little piece of paper up. So it's funny because in the video I'm talking to you, but for some reason the video didn't come with, when I downloaded it, it didn't come with the audio. And then I went on my phone and I checked to see if the audio was on my phone, and it wasn't. But there's some pieces I had to cut out because I literally was talking. I don't know what I was talking about, but I'm sitting there talking and hand gestures, and I'm like, you know, pointing at things, and apparently I'm talking to you about it, but I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I have to cut that part out. All right, so basically I just glued all that on, and then I took the other piece and I'm going to put the paper clip in the back. And then I remember what I was saying in that clip. I was saying you could do it where the blue part is on the other side, so it's like decorative on that side. But I just wanted to have the white piece so that if I wanted to, I could journal on the back if I wanted to. Okay, so then when I'm gluing this down, I definitely want to like press in onto the paper clip just to make sure that it's really strong and sturdy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and do just a quick flip through of all of the things that we did today. I got the paper clip done. I did all of the ruffles and put my little tassel and the little things at the bottom. So I really think I love how it's set up so far, and it kind of just gives an overall setup, and I really love it. So if you guys like this, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you again real soon. Bye for now.